Objection in my case, Your Honor.
Yes, objection in my case as well.
I forgot to press play for you guys. I've started my stream a little bit ago and I forgot to press play. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wonder how... It does. Yep, I've been streaming for a few minutes now. And you guys didn't even know because I forgot to press. Sorry, guys. I lost 3 of my cats last night. My mom came over and while I was at work yesterday and took 3 and dumped them on the side of a road somewhere. So I've been looking for them all night, but I don't know where they are. The police said I went right to the police and they said that they can't help because it's a civil matter. And I'm gonna go to the video.
Well, we all agree, Your Honor, this can only be used against
That's
Mr.
correct.
Adams.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but we have to make a record.
I hear you. All right, we're ready. You can play.
3 other dudes. Well, no, 2 is my brother and 2 other people. It was, well, I thought his name was his brother's name. I guess his name is Chico. I thought I had to switch up. Okay. Chico, my brother Timmy, and I didn't know the other dude. I never had seen him until that day. He's a dark-skinned dude with tattoos. And they say call him Art. And I asked the police, do y'all have him? Because when they quit on my house, they was like, hey, can we get some weed? I'm like, well, basically, I got some bullshit weed. They're like, no, we're trying to get some weed. I'm like, okay, let's go. So you already know what that meant from right there. We trying to grab some weed. You ain't got no money like that.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So this is what I don't want to do. I don't want to assume anything.
Okay.
I don't want to assume anything. So I need you to tell me
Okay.
flat out.
Okay.
Bring it down to me like I'm 3rd grade.
So they asked me to get some weed from. I said, whoa, I think my man is out of town, but I was like, split. Okay. No, he's out of town.
Okay, you knew he was out of town?
Right at the moment, I went, yes. Okay. All right. I knew he was out of town, because I can't do that shit no more. I can't even take it. Knew he was out of town, and knew the house was empty. Okay. I rolled past it. He was following behind me in the truck. And the other 3 people in the truck, them 3, we rolling like this. This is me in front. Point my hand out the window. And I pointed at the right house. Okay. The right house. And I kept going from there.
Then what happened?
Then, I think I watched it like a couple days later. It just popped up when I'm playing pool in the garage. And it said, the woman, Egypt. They said Egypt was found dead in the house. I was like, oh my God.
Well, let me ask you this.
And I'm like, hold up. They said I went to school with the girl and everything like this. I never knew the girl from Campaign because my cousin Mikey is in the same grade basically. Graduated with him when he told us saying the girl graduated with me. I know the girl from a Campaign. I told these dudes were going to the right house to get the blood off the table.
How did you know blood was on the table?
They showed me there. Oh,
I mean, you kick it with it.
They sell weed.
They sell weed.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people sell weed.
Yeah, they sell weed. So, go and get you some. Go ahead.
Well, how did you know that they weren't going to be there?
Because, I ain't for sure. They could try to get some weed from me. And they was like, oh, no, he's out of town.
Who? Okay, so hold on.
Hold on, that's what I'm trying to remember. Hold up.
Don't BS me.
No, I'm not BSing you.
All right.
Cause everybody in the neighborhood grabs weed from me. I'm like, shit. I really, swear to God, I don't remember who told me, because everybody fucks with him on the block. Everybody on Judge Road goes get weed from the white guy, Steve.
Okay, so let me ask you this though. How did you know Steve didn't run to the store? You knew he was in the house. Well, how did you know he just didn't run to the store or something? Where was he at? Where did Steve go?
They said he was at Electric Forest.
What's electric for?
Don't know.
Is it like a light show or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it is. I never knew what it was. I wanted to look it up and everything and see what it was. I'm like, Electric Forest.
So what I'm saying is this: Electric Forest could be a store around the block. So this is where me and you gotta keep on.
Yeah. I'm trying to
so listen up. You was comfortable enough telling.
I knew I was secure that them people were not home.
Okay,
that's all that they were out of town in Electric Forest.
Okay, so you knew that they were out of town.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew the house was empty.
You was comfortable with that.
I knew it was empty.
Okay.
So I wasn't sending you in on no bullshit.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. What I'm trying to figure out is how did you know that they out of town? I'm gonna tell you. This is what I kick it with people, man. Out of town, some people could be leaving Detroit going to Southfield. That's out of town to them. And out of town. Where you go? I'm thinking you went to Chicago or something. Right. Well, no, I went up to Belleville. I went to Southfield. I went. Right. That's the next city.
That's the city. You went to the next city.
That's the next neighborhood. To me, that's a neighborhood connection.
Yeah. So I think it's like Buck and everybody, you know, that's cool in the room with school with him and everything. So like I said, we all get weed from him. Okay. So between 1 out of fucking 5 of those people told me I've been trying to get weed. Yeah.
1 out of 5. Okay, 1 out of 5. Who?
Maybe like friends, like family, married into people like that.
So this is family you're talking to?
Yeah, basically family every day, grew up with, I work with, all that. Like we cut the grass at their house.
Oh, so you do landscaping?
Yeah, I do landscaping, roofing, construction.
Okay.
Do it over there at their house.
Okay.
And you know, they're going out of town. That's how it was. Yeah, because we had to cut grass that we had been gone for a little minute.
Okay.
I'm trying to piece together because like I said, I don't really know. I just said to them about, hey, they're out of town.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I know I'm trying to work it out.
Okay,
I don't want to be stuttering.
So I told you that I'm gonna keep it real with you. All right. Now I understand that you had a car crash and that you had hit. You know, you hit your head in the crash and it caused you some pain and situation and stuff like that. But I'm also kicking with you. I know you're a highly intelligent dude. I know you are. I can hear how you put your words together and stuff. Trust me. I done talked to some people, Shane, where I know for a fact they didn't know one end from another. They just in this world just floating around like kites. They got no. Absolutely not. No. You're very, very intelligent. You know what you're talking about. So I don't want you to be like, well, I don't want you to spin me, because this is
I'm not. That's why I hate pausing. That's what makes me feel like.
No, it's not even the pause. Now, I can handle the pause, but my thing is this. That's just like you asking me yesterday, Darren, did you go to the car dealership yesterday? Because I like hot rods. I drag race, right? Did you go to the hot rod shop yesterday? I know damn well I went to the hot rod shop. I know I went there and I know I looked at some parts that I'm about for my car and I'm going to race my car next summer the whole 9 yards. But if you begin to ask me and I say, well, yeah, I went there. I don't know what I was looking for though. I'm not sure what I was looking for. Yeah, you do, Derek, because you know what kind of car you got. You know how fast you're trying to go. Mm-hmm. You know what you need to get that car to go that fast. So if I need headers, if I need a new transmission, if I need a shot of nitrous or a supercharger or something, I know what I need for that car. You know what happened in regards to whether or not you knew they was gone because, okay, shit, I cut the grass and I saw them leaving. Or because this person told me. You know which one.
Right. Well, I cut grass over there.
Okay, so
yeah. So I don't know how it came, but I knew because like I said, I work with the people. Buck, Antoine, Johnny, all of them were cutting grass.
Okay.
Not saying it was that day or something or anything like that, because I was headed to work before I got to our accident, so I really didn't know my work schedule was fucked up as I got in the car accident.
Okay.
Like due to me being in the hospital.
Okay.
So I think between that time, I knew that he was out of town. I knew he was out of town. I knew nobody wasn't in the house. I said, y'all looking to get some weed? Looking for a lick? I know that. I mean, hey man, you know, we got no money, we looking for a lick.
Okay.
Oh, alright. I got, well, I know one spot and I know he's not home.
Okay.
Nobody's there. And I roll, follow right behind me, turn. They pulled up right behind me. I didn't never stop. I just pointed my hand out the window.
So how do they know? I don't know what the house looked like or nothing. You're going to have to, we'll draw it out in a second. So here's my question to you is this. You say y'all are going down the street and you just point out the window.
I pointed at the window.
So let me ask you
I
this.
go to the door to the right.
Let me ask you this. So how can you, I couldn't hear that if I'm behind you. I mean, are y'all walkie-talkies, phones or something? What's the deal?
No, before we left the house, I told him, hey, my dog Steve, you live over here, you got weed, town, go to the door to the right.
Okay, so now this is where I'm gonna say BS. The BS meter going up on me. I'm gonna tell you why. Like I said, my thing is this. I'm sitting here talking to you, and I believe everything within me. You, and don't take this negative, because I know you're a grown man and you can perform and protect yourself. But you don't come across the type of person that will go out here and hurt somebody on purpose. No. That ain't who you are. I done talked to those guys before, and they give you a cold feeling when they walk through the door. Mm-hmm. You're just like, man, that dude is a cold son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You ain't that guy. Just like you can look at me and tell me I ain't no killer like that. That ain't me. That ain't my lifestyle, right? That ain't my end. So I know for a fact you wasn't planning on this shit jumping off. That's the whole thing.
And I didn't want.
Okay.
I didn't want not a fucking cent. I was in the car with some big girl.
Some big girl.
Yeah. I ain't mad.
There's nothing wrong with that.
She was steady looking.
Okay.
She was steady looking, you know. When we went straight to her house, we did not stop. We did not pump no brakes.
Let me ask you this though, man. This is where that BS flag come up, though. Let me tell you why. This is daytime or nighttime?
Nighttime.
It's nighttime. All right. Now, I think my eyes are just as good as anybody walking around right now. And I'm knocking on wood, hoping they stay that way for a while, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if I'm driving down the street, if the lights in Belleville anything like the lights in Detroit, you may have to light out every other street light or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's just going rate. You know what I'm saying? So the chance of it being not as illuminated as it's supposed to be is extremely high. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact, if I'm riding with you, even if you tell me there, we're going to go to that house right there. When we bend the corner, it's going to be that house right there. I know for a fact if I've been that corner and I second guess or you point or whatever, what the hell is he pointing at? You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real with you.
I explained it to him, like before we left. 1, 2, 3. This house, this one door. When you go in it, go to the door to the right.
So there's no you in the car with your homie, the girl that you're kicking with, your friend. We're just calling your friend right now, right? You're in the car with your friend. Who behind you?
The other truck with the 3 guys in it.
Okay, the truck with the 3 guys in it. You drive by. Are y'all bumper to bumper, or this is between y'all?
Got the white lights on because it's down the dirt road.
So it's dark. So lights on because it's dark.
Yeah, he has his white lights on me.
Right.
Yo.
And the thing about you pointing out the window, did you ever talk to them and say, hey, you sure you're going to the right one? Did you ever talk to them and say, hey, that green house or that blue house or that brown house,
That's what I did before before we had left. I explained the whole house and everything.
Okay.
And like right when when we turned the corner when we was going, I was like, y'all like said hand out the window and I pointed right there.
Okay. What did they do when you pointed?
This is, I swear to God on my life. I kept going.
But what I'm saying is
they hold on. You got me right there. He didn't call me. He did not call me. I was trying to think that the whole time. And I was trying to ask the detective, like, hey, I want to know myself. Did he call that time right there?
okay, so here's the deal, man. Here's the
That's
deal.
what I want to figure out.
Here's the deal. I hope you figure that out. All right? I'm going to help you figure that out. But my thing is this. I don't want to go back and talk to them guys, period,
Right.
until me and you know how we going to, you know what I'm saying? But me and you got to be 100% with each other.
I promise I'm on.
But here's the thing, man. You saying you don't know if he called you or not, and you don't know if you called him?
No, I know for sure, and in fact, to myself, I did not call him. So you like to come over to my house?
No, I'm talking about right now.
On the exchange of that?
Yeah. If y'all talk, y'all talk.
No, that's what I'm trying to, no. That's what I want to ask. I can tell you exactly if he called or not because they said I had called him when he was at my house. Then he did call me.
So when did he call you?
He must have called me when we turned on the road.
Okay, so y'all talking on the phone now opposed to pointing.
No, I pointed to.
You pointed to. I understand that. You pointed to.
This is it. Right there. This is the house, bro. Right there.
You remember that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you talking to me, bringing it back to me a little bit.
Well, no, I mean, this is
I
what
want the truth.
Do you know if you will? Would you be able to look at your phone and tell? Would that help you or something?
Right now,
I mean,
like, no,
it would help you.
but I'm trying to remember
Well,
what
let me
they
ask you,
told me
well,
there at the station.
but get what they talk about. I told you that.
Okay.
Let me ask you this then. Would you be able to explain your phone connected to your stepbrother's phone? If your phone called his phone and his phone called your phone that day, would you dispute that? Did nobody else have your phone, did they?
No.
Okay, so if y'all phone numbers connect, would you say, okay, yeah, I have your phone? Okay. Now, after you point out the crib, and drive by, what happened?
I kept going.
You kept going.
I kept going. I did nothing else after that.
You go to your homegirl house.
Yup.
Y'all get it in or whatever, right?
Yup.
Okay. Did you spend the night with her?
Yup.
Okay. So, you spend the night with her. Anytime at night, while you with your girl, do you hear anything from them?
Hold up. He said wrong door. He texted me wrong door.
He texted you wrong door.
Yeah. I didn't know that's all he texted me. Yeah, he
what
texted me wrong door.
time was that when he texted you wrong door?
At like 10, 15 minutes afterwards.
10, 15 minutes
Afterwards,
afterwards. Okay. Who texted you wrong door?
my brother.
Your brother. Okay. So he texted you wrong door. Do you respond? What do you say?
I did not respond.
Okay. So you said that was about 10 or 15 minutes after you drove by and pointed out the house. Is that right or wrong?
Wrong door. He said wrong door. I said door. I want to think. I don't see that's where I'm now lost because that's like little bitty stuff. I just remember him texting me wrong door. Now me, I might have responded back or I might have not. But I know in the back of my mind, I don't think I responded back to him. Because I think I might have picked the phone up later on. Okay. So I didn't like, okay, well, shit, this happened. Like, it says, when he texts me,
Was he like pissed, like motherfucker? You said
No, he wasn't. That's what really tripped me out.
Okay, he just texted wrong door.
Yeah,
Just those two words,
wrong door.
He said, "Hey man,
Nope, he said wrong door.
wrong door. That's all."
Wrong door.
Okay,
Whoops. Whoops. Wrong door.
whoops, wrong door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say wrong. Here it comes. It's wrong door. I want to say I texted back, go to the right door. It just said, oops.
Oh.
And I think, not thinking nothing else of me, way on down the road.
Okay.
So it's just like, well, you didn't get nothing, nigga, so that's your fault. You went to the wrong door. I guess you didn't get shit.
So y'all don't talk on the phone no more. This is off the text.
Yeah, that was the last thing I heard from him right there.
Okay, so then you make it to your girl house.
Please.
Right. And then you and your brother, y'all had the little beef based on what? The car accident. But outside of that, y'all cool.
Yeah, y'all cool. It was cool. It was cool. He made it something else.
Okay.
Fuck him up. If you don't give me no money, blah, tell him that shit.
So even after the money situation, you ain't trying to fight with him. It ain't that kind of reason.
Yeah, I answered.
Whatever, man. You know, I still love you, my brother. You mad that you ain't get no change. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Right. You fucked me up.
Right. You driving crazy, mess me up, or get me in a car crash. I get paid. Hey, man, I deserve to get paid. I'm the one hurt. I can't work right now. Whatever, right?
Right.
But what I'm saying is this. Y'all cool enough to where you and your brother have contact and he say, hey, man, I'm trying to hit a lick. And you say, well, I know where you can go. Right? All right. So you comfortable telling your brother, you can hit this lick right here because I know ain't nobody here. I know ain't nobody here, right? All right. So my question to you now is, when shit went sideways in the house, when did your brother tell you about it? He told you.
He didn't tell me.
He didn't tell you nothing.
Swear to God, he did not tell me.
He never told you.
When I seen the news, I think he tried to talk to me, but I wasn't having it.
What you mean he tried to talk to you?
I think he was like, do you know what happened? Bro, I don't want to know. Leave me alone.
So hold on.
I did not let him talk. I did not let him say it.
Especially over the phone or something.
No, not on the phone. Yeah, not on the phone, no nothing. I'm done.
Let me ask you this question. I want you to be honest with me. When you saw it on the news, you already knew what happened, right?
I'm thinking in my head like, I hope he didn't do no stupid fucking shit like this.
Well, let me.
And so basically that's answering your question, right?
Well, I don't want you to listen.
Yeah.
I don't want you to basically answer. Me and you talking. I done kept it 100 with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you again, straight up. When you saw it on the news, you already knew what time it was. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. But what I'm saying, you didn't do it.
Right.
That's the.
And I'm thinking like nigga, y'all fucked up.
That's exactly what I said.
Y'all did that? No.
Well, my thing is this. I'm asking you to tell me now.
Now I'm glad I break it down.
Right. I'm asking you to tell me now. When you saw that, you knew. Did you know right then, man? These motherfuckers are fucked up.
Yeah, I was saying that.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You keep it real,
I
man.
was saying that.
You were saying that, man. Damn. So now, when your brother called you and began to talk to you,
I don't want to hear it.
you don't want to hear. Why you don't want to
I
hear?
don't want to hear it.
Why you don't want to
I
hear?
want to be involved.
There you go.
I don't want to be involved. I didn't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear because you already know, man.
Leave me alone. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Love you. Bye.
Right.
Love you. Bye. Then when I got my little money.
So you got your money after this?
Yeah, I got a car accident. Then I know the time this happened. That happened. So it was a car accident. Couple of days. Really, I think he came by, stopped by to check on me. Then it was like, hey, bro, you got a lick? Yeah, I got something over here. Then Didn't hear from me. I didn't know the little text message. That's what I remember. I didn't hear from him. When I saw the news, maybe a couple of days later, or a day or two later, something, he tried to come over. He tried to come over. Oh, no, he didn't even try to come over. Yeah, he did. He tried to come over. It's like, man, you wanna know what happened? And then I shot over. Shit.
Did he ever, and like I say, this,
I didn't let him talk. I did not. I promise. I did not let him tell me things I didn't want to know nothing. If he did that, I didn't want to know shit. I left you out. I isolated you from there. If you did that, that's on you, and you need to take full blame for what the fuck you did. Because now that I got this kid coming, it's just like, hey, man, I got something to lose now. It's something I always wanted. That's and so now. That's it. Like,
did he ever come and tell you exactly what happened?
no.
He never tell you anything of what happened.
He tried to, and I did not. I shut him down. He was like, do you want to know what happened? No. Don't never want to know what happened.
Because you really already knew. You just didn't want to.
Some of y'all niggas fucked up.
Did they say how much weed they got?
Nothing.
They didn't
It went
have
into
nothing.
the wrong
House.
It was the front door. There's the front door, and there's a door. Okay, this is the door. This is the door. You walk through the front door, open it up, get a door on this side, and a door on this
So
side.
it's a duplex.
Yes, it's a house duplex.
Okay.
I told him to go to the right. I knew 100% nobody was in that house. They did not go through the right door. They did not go through the right door. And then when he texted me and said, oops, I think no. Okay, nobody was there. You didn't get no weed. You didn't find nothing. Nigga, that's your fault.
Let me ask you this, honestly. So it's one house that you point out. You tell them on the phone, this is the place. It's one door.
One big door, big, super long
One
house.
big super long house.
Yeah, it's longer than all the houses on the
Okay.
block.
But it's one door that they initially go through. They couldn't got confused. Honestly.
I said, when you go to the first door, go to the right when you enter the first door. Once you enter that front door, there's a hallway.
Okay.
And you go to the right.
Where were you at when you told them this? Was this in the car?
When you was at my house.
So y'all talked about it before y'all even left the crib.
Yeah.
So they won't mess it up.
Yes.
So y'all discussed it before y'all even left your crib.
Yes.
Was your girl there too? She hadn't got there yet? How did she get into this? How did she drive,
She just pulled up.
So,
She pulled up and not knowing, like, she came. I'm like, oh, come on in, girl.
okay.
This is my brother, about this split. And I was like, come on, we gotta go.
So if she hadn't came, what was the plan then? How was y'all gonna get it?
Figure it out.
But how was they gonna figure, how was they gonna know which
I
house
would
to
have
call?
called me.
Was you just gonna ride by with them?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't gonna get in the car with nothing.
Your brother showed up to your house with two other dudes. One of the dudes is who?
Chico.
One of the dudes is Chico. And who was the second guy?
Some dark ass kid I never knew. I guess they call him Art.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Okay, so what we know is your brother showed up with two dudes. Chico being one of them. Third dude, you have no idea.
No idea.
Okay. They telling you that they want to get some weed. But they ain't got no money. Okay, let me ask you.
No, you saying it right. I'm just saying.
No, I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me what did they say? How did they say?
Came in, the same way as weed. My question was, it's money. Okay. No. Okay, y'all go for a lick. Okay. Got my man's house over here, he gone for sure. Okay. The house is, by this split. Big house on the block, the longest house on the block, but you cannot miss it. Okay. All right, cool. Go ahead. They didn't leave yet. She pulled up. He's like, can you show us? I'm not going with y'all. Oh, can you ask her to drive? I said, yeah.
Okay.
They jumped in their car. They followed. We got to the dirt road. He turned his bright lights on. And I pointed, and I think that's when he called me. I said, which one is it? I said, the one where I stuck my hand out the window. He said, with the one door in the middle.
So he asked you yourself.
Yeah, the one door in the middle. One day, yes, he called me, and I pointed, and I was like, well, I pointed, and he called me, and he was like, that is, yeah. I took off. I didn't see him at all. At all. I didn't see him at all no more.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
And that's like, like 15 minutes after I said 15, maybe 20, he had texted me, wrong door. I said, right door, let's go to the door on the right. He was like, oops.
Okay.
And I did, on the news, I seen it, I'm like, I hope that ain't them. Knowing, like, I really hope that ain't them. That's not them. It's nigga instinct. Like, you. Oh, no, I can't, man. I'm talking to myself. Oh, no. Hell no.
Let me ask you this.
I wouldn't do nothing. I want you to be involved with.
And Your Honor, just for the record, I'm skipping over the next 4 or 5 minutes of the video, fast forwarding, and the reason for that is that it doesn't pertain particularly to Shane Evans.
That's fine.
I think Shane is the one that's the least involved in all of this, right?
But anyway, I thought he was in.
You say you knew that guy wasn't gonna be at home. What's his name to do that? Steve. Okay. So everybody knows Steve, the weed man. He goes buy some weed from him.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. How long you been buying weed from Steve? He been hot for a minute. Okay.
Before we got legal.
Before y'all got legal.
Yeah, before we got legal.
Oh, before weed got legal.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this, man. You say you knew he wasn't going to be home because you cut grass and stuff there. That's part of the reason why you know where
I didn't know him. That's because I cut grass basically through friends too that buy weed from him too. And it was for Steve and he's weed off Steve all the time.
Okay, so
So me cutting grass, I'm going to ask some people. Say, well, fuck Steve, can I get some weed from y'all? Oh yeah, Steve gone. Him and his people, they left.
okay, hold on. Now I'm confused. So you cut grass.
Yup.
What company you cut grass for?
A&J Lawn Service.
A&J Lawn Service. Okay, so I'm assuming A&J Lawn Service got a contract with Steve's property?
They might. Okay, well, we do have contract for everybody, but Steve is their friend.
Steve's old friend.
Steve gets his grass cut whenever he makes a phone call to get his grass cut.
Okay, so you got
Me being in the car accident, so I haven't known he wasn't out of town when I got into my car accident.
right.
So between the car accident, in between that time, he had to leave. He had to have been gone. That's when I knew he was. So that's when I was told that I was taking the weed from Steve. He's at the town. He's at the electric forest.
Okay. And you don't know what the electric forest is. I want to know what that is.
I'm gonna take it up.
Okay, the electric forest.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? All right.
Right.
Let me ask you this now. So, if you say you've been messing with Steve on the weed tip for a minute, how long, what would you say?
He was
Electric forest. I see what this is. Like a light show or something. Okay. You been messing with it for how long? About a year. 4 years. About 4 years.
As long as I'm cutting grass.
Oh, so you've been working there about 4 years.
Yeah, when you know for the crimes.
Right. So you know what kind of weed seed you got, whether it's good or not.
Yeah, you got trash, all right, weed,
all right.
mid-grade, things like that.
You know, you can get whatever we can mess with.
Basically, but you know, he's gonna tell you I got the bullshit weed right now.
Let me ask you a question, man. Now, have Steve's crib ever been hit before?
That I don't know about.
Jay's grass cutting, right?
Mm-hmm.
They must know Steve because you say he got the phone call treatment. He got the VIP treatment.
Yeah.
You can call, come look me up.
Yeah.
Tighten him up, right? Who owned A&J then for him to be able to call and say, yo, come cut my grass, then they come that day? Because I couldn't get that treatment.
Oh, you can't get that treatment?
No, I can't
Oh,
go.
well, that's their friend. Like,
That's their friend. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
so he'll call and he'll be like, hey,
Who are they? That's what I'm saying.
A&J Pawn Service, Antoine and Johnny and one. It's like A&J, so they both on, all three of them on the
Oh,
bill.
it's three. Okay,
Yeah.
you said A&J.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the A is for.
A and J. Okay, so it's both Juan and Johnny starts, you know, with the J. So,
Okay, so it's Juan, Johnny, and who else?
look, Antoine.
Antoine. Juan, Johnny, Antoine.
Yeah, but Juan, it was his business, like a long time ago when he first started. Juan didn't want to let the A and J for Antoine and Johnny. But in legal work, paperwork, it says Antoine and Juan.
Okay. Okay. So you cool with them as well?
Yeah.
All right.
I call Juan my uncle.
So even talk through them, street talk anywhere, you ain't never heard of anything happening before at this place?
No. Now,
So let me ask
let
you.
me say this. Way back. I think before I got locked up,
When you get locked up?
2014.
2014.
I want to say around that era that I guess they had a dispute with their own kind. Somebody came and devoted them out their weed, basically. Like, hey,
You
nigga,
in their own kind. What you talking about?
you know, they're their own people. They're people like, you know,
Their own family?
yeah. Like, they like, just give me this one. I heard, like, you know, they took the weed. They know who took it, and then they just left it as that. But now when he told me, Texas told me, like, oh, this happened a year before.
Lacey, you can spell my name any way you want to. I've been calling you Lacey for 3 years now. Your name is Lizette. I call you Lacey.
Before the incident, I was like, oh yeah, I'm for sure confident.
Okay, so again, let me ask you this then.
Mm-hmm.
You say you was confident that Steve was gone. You was confident, so when you told Chico and Timmy and the other dude, hey, this is the place to hit the lick, you were confident that Steve was gone.
Yep.
Why were you so confident?
Because I knew he was he was out of town at Lake Forest. I was hired because I was trying to get some weed from him. I was trying to buy weed for my damn self.
But what I'm saying is, how was you so confident? How you didn't know he was gonna come back that night? You didn't know what the Electric Fest is. You don't know whether out of town is Toledo, whether out of Gary, Indiana, whether out of town is Windsor, Ontario.
Okay.
All of them places is within driving distance pretty quick.
I knew he wasn't out of town. I knew he was out of town. That's why I sent them over there.
I know that. What I'm saying is, how did you know he wasn't coming back that night? How was you so confident he ain't gonna pull up while they're there?
Because he would probably call me back or something like, oh, Shane, you come get you some weed now. He could have been like that. That's how I knew, because I've been trying to get some weed all week.
So you'd have been in there to buy weed before?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah.
You told me this. You could learn from it.
Yeah, we cut grass. You know, he come bring the weed.
Let me. So when you sent them to the crib, how did you know how they was going to get in? You told them to go to, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you know? I mean,
all the time. And his friends go in there, drop money off, all that, and why he's not there? Is the door be open? You knew the door was gonna be unlocked. That's how he rolled. That's how he rolled.
Okay. Putting it all together, I'm trying to picture, yeah. So.
So that concludes the portion of the interview I'm playing, Your Honor, and with that, I have no questions of Sergeant Jordan.
You don't have any questions, Ms.
No, Judge.
Mr. Goldstein, Ms. Watt?
No further questions.
Okay. Thank you, Sergeant. Next witness.
Wait, but no one was paying attention. You have to ask questions. You have to ask questions so that we understand what just happened. Nobody was listening to that long interview. You're supposed to highlight the good parts with questions. Judge?
Your Honor, the people are going to call Sergeant Benjamin Harless.
He could
And
have
we're
confessed
contacting
and we
him right
wouldn't
now.
know because we weren't listening. Was anybody listening?
You are needed.
Harless, Defense Counsel.
Not all heroes wear capes, Linus.
With respect to the video, are we stipulating to his qualifications?
Qualifications, yes.
Okay.
Do you have any short stipulations that you want to go through?
Judge, I can put some, I don't know that there's stipulations, but I can admit some records through 76611B. The first record that I'll admit is People's Exhibit 10. And this is a State of Michigan Department of State Police Biometrics and Identification Division. And it's a notice of CODIS association with investigative information. And the results indicate, a search of a combined DNA index database resulted in an association between item NV 172370-2A3, swabs of lights 3 of 5, and DNA database specimen number M109-006185. And specifically, that DNA database specimen information came back to Timothy Moore, date of birth 2/13/1986. So I'd move for admission of People's Proposed 10.
And Judge, for the record, we are objecting. MCL 766.11B, it does allow for the admission of certain laboratory reports that indicate findings, and it specifically does not include police investigative reports. We would suggest to this court that this is an investigative report. The heading of this report is investigative information only. This report does not contain actual findings. It does not contain percentages of likelihood of any sort of
You don't
DNA.
think that, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but you don't think that it's a finding when it makes it? I mean, it may not be to your term of a finding under the rule, but it makes a conclusion, which is a finding.
Well, it states that there's an association and then requires, not suggests, but requires that another sample be done. So in my opinion, this is a report saying that there's some investigative information. It's alerting law enforcement, you need to go take another sample, send it back to the lab so we can do more investigation. So I think this is an investigatory report, and in most other circumstances, there would be a confirmed lab report, which I would agree would fall under this rule, but this investigative information report, I don't think so.
Ms. Shackelford?
Your Honor, I disagree with defense counsel's interpretation of 76611B. Your Honor, first and foremost, I think that the argument would go to the weight of the evidence, not necessarily the admissibility of the evidence. I think the court can give this CODIS hit whatever weight the court believes it holds. But with respect to admission, Your Honor, I certainly think it's admissible under the statute. Specifically, the statute says, except for police investigative report, a report prepared by a law enforcement officer or other public agency. Reports permitted under this section include, but are not limited to, a report of the findings of a technician of the Division of the Department of State Police concerned with forensic science, a laboratory report, a medical report, a report of an arson investigator, or an autopsy report. And certainly, Your Honor, I believe that this report falls within what's outlined in the statute.
Any other?
Judge, I would just suggest and point out that this statute was designed to reduce the number of times that laboratory technicians were coming in and testing these.
I'm more than familiar with.
Of course, and without having a laboratory technician that I can cross-examine, I don't think that it's possible for the court to fully determine the weight that should be given to this, should it be admissible.
I'm going to allow it for exam purposes.
Thank you. And
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, that's People's 10 and publishing.
Your Honor, I would just simply say I'm not objecting to the same grounds that Ms. Joseph is, but I would object on the basis it's not relevant to my client.
I understand.
Well, Your Honor, I guess I'm going to respond to that objection with.
Well, it's not an objection. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, there are things that have been discussed that don't have anything to do with your client. I mean, you're not objecting to every single thing that's been testified to. And so in this document doesn't have your client's name attached to it or any identifying. And so what you're not really objecting, you're making it known to the court that I can't consider anything on this document as it relates to any bind over consideration of the court in regards to your client. And it's noted and it's
Exactly right.
It's obvious by the document itself.
Well, I mean, I guess my response was, I won't make one. That's fine.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Have a seat.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you state your name and employment capacity for the record?
Benjamin Harless, I'm a detective with your Dearborn Police Department.
Okay. And Detective Harless, do you have any training or expertise in any specific fields as a detective in Dearborn?
Yes, I specialize in forensic video acquisition and analysis.
I'm sorry, did you spell your last name for the record?
It's Harless. That's like Sam.
1 year ago, Linus, on the stream, I was saying how whatever we do, we got to take you to a shooting range so that you can shoot a gun while you're here in America. But then we decided that your dad wouldn't like that. So you didn't get to shoot any guns while you were in America. You've been to America and you did not get shot at. You did not hear any shots being fired in the distance or around you. And you didn't get to shoot a gun. But you did have barbecue from Texas. So there's that.
And did you go through training and education to qualify in that field?
I did.
Okay. And did you, have you testified before in court as an expert in that field?
I have.
And then I think that was right when we found out Terry Ham shoots a crossbow. Terry, do you still have your crossbow? I wonder. I need it. Terry, can I borrow your crossbow?
And have you gone to, gone through substantial training in the field of forensic video acquisition and analysis?
Yes, I have somewhere in the vicinity of 144 hours of training in video production and acquisition, and another 200 plus in video analysis.
And Your Honor, I believe there's a stipulation with respect to the witnesses' field of expertise being forensic video acquisition and analysis.
As to his qualifications, yes, Your Honor.
I agree, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, and sir, I'm showing you it's People's Proposed 35. Do you recognize what I'm handing you?
Yes, as my CV.
All right, and does that outline in detail all of the hundreds of hours you've received in this field
It does.
of training? Okay. Move for admission of People's Proposed 35.
No objection for exam purposes.
Same here, Your Honor.
It's admitted for exam purposes.
And sir, I want to ask you specifically, were you provided with some video from the Michigan State Police with a request that you analyze that video?
I was provided with a single file.
Okay, and can you tell me, do you recall what the address or the location of that video was, or is that not pertinent to what you do?
That was not pertinent to it.
Okay, and were you asked to do anything specific with that video?
Yes, a blue truck was identified as entering the lot. I was requested to perform any analysis I could to clarify the identity of the vehicle and or the occupants of it.
Okay, and do you see on the screen there, just want to get to you. Do you see on the screen there what looks like a, well, it's the beginning of a video clip?
I do.
And do you recognize what's on that screen?
Yes, that's consistent with the field of view of the video that I was provided.
Okay, and is that the video that you provided work on to possibly put it in another more playable format and then do some specific analysis on?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, at that, I would move for the admission of People's Proposed 4A.
No objection for exam purposes.
Same here, Your Honor.
It's admitted for exam purposes.
And permission to publish. Ms. McDuffie, can we move it down to, I know that's a full clip, to about 11:39 or 11:40 p.m.? And Your Honor, I'm just walking around because I think I know this video a little better. And just for the record, I'm starting this at the time on the stamp down here is, can you pause that? Is 23:40:46. And is there a way to just go back a little second? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, it'll start playing right there.
Ready to start again?
Yeah, please press play, sorry. And Ms. McDuffie, can you read the timestamp right there?
I'll try. I think it says 23:10:44.
Your Honor, is the court okay if I just go stand up by the screen for this testimony?
I don't care.
So let's have 23:39, that's a good place to start. We're starting at 23:39:56.
Give it to me again, 23,
39:56.
39:56, got it.
And Detective, can you see the screen from where you are? Am I in your way?
I can.
Okay. And you see here, right here at 23:40:41, do you see these two vehicles turning on the road here?
I do.
You're fine, I can stand if I have to.
So I guess I'm just gonna ask a question or two while we're letting the video roll. Sergeant, is this is a full capture of the video that you were provided by Michigan State Police?
That is correct.
And then out of it, did you, do you recall at some point around 11:43 that truck pulling into that gas
Your Honor, I'm
station?
going to object to the narration of the video. The video is the evidence.
I'm gonna ask him what he's doing, what he did with it.
You can ask him what he did with it.
All right. Were you asked to do anything specific with that time period?
Yes, I was asked to isolate that truck in particular and to see if there's anything I could do to clarify, again, the identification of the vehicle or the occupants. In the process of doing so, I took the original video, first converted it into a uncompressed version of the original, and then also created a trimmed down version that was also uncompressed in order to make it easier to work.
And you provided that trimmed down version to Michigan State Police?
I did.
Sir, do you see right here, what do you see on the vehicle or on the video?
I see a blue, appears to be a Dodge Ram entering the parking lot. It'll come, pull forward, stop for a extended period of time, and then reverse back and drive out of the parking lot.
All right, and is this the footage in particular around the 23:43 mark that you processed?
It is.
this what it's like when I talk when I'm muted? Everybody just staring at the screen, waiting for something to happen. What if she doesn't ask any questions? We'll never ever know what she's showing. And the last thing she played was like 20 minutes or more. I don't even know how long it was. Maybe I should fast forward it to when she's back over at her seat. Oh yeah, this is forever. There she is. Alright, I'm going to fast forward it to when she's back over at her seat. There she goes.
So, sir, did you make a trimmed video you indicated of when that vehicle was in the lot of that parking lot there that we saw?
That's correct.
All right, and can you tell me, what did you do to the video? Did you modify it in any way? Did you change it? What'd you do?
So the original trick for just the trimmed video, you're asking?
Correct.
So I use a program called Input Ace. It's a forensic analysis software. So in that it does get converted in what we call an uncompressed format, which means it's pixel to pixel per frame. So there will be no difference, even on the forensic level, between the original and that uncompressed version. It simply changes what we call the codec, which is the encoder and decoder, which is how a program reads the data that's within that video.
Okay. I'm going to show you. We can go on. I'm going to just come over there full time.
Bring your drive.
Can you hand me my hard drive? I'm sorry, Judge, we're having a minor technical issue.
See, I never have technical issues like this. This is just embarrassing for her.
And sir, do you see what I'm looking at here? It looks like it's timestamped 2342/56 on 4/22/17. Do you recognize this?
Yes,
All right, is this that trimmed version that you made of that truck in that parking lot?
that's correct.
Okay, Your Honor, I move for admission of people's proposed exhibit 4B.
No objection for exam purposes.
No objection. I think you said 422. I think you meant 622. When you asked me that, you
Oh,
said.
I'm sorry, yes, 6/22/17, thank you.
But I have no objection.
No objection for.
It's admitted for exam purposes.
Permission to publish. And this isn't slowed down or sped up, this is real time.
That is correct.
I'm gonna start another clip for you here, and this is people's proposed 4C. And is this just another shot that you took or trimmed version that you took?
That would be correct. So with that version, there would be a levels adjustment, basically the overall tone that's visible in order to, it doesn't add anything, but brings out the contrast between lights and darks and makes it easier to see the edges. And then that's been resized as well.
Okay. And that was 4C. I'm sorry, did I move for the admission of 4C?
No,
I don't
No.
think
All right,
so.
well, Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of 4C.
No objection for exam purposes.
no objection.
No objection.
It's admitted for exam purposes.
One more. And again here, this is people's proposed 4D. Is that another video that you, clip that you made?
That would be correct.
And again, are you trying to get a better view of the occupants or of the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Move for admission of people's proposed 4D.
No objection for exam purposes.
Same here, Your Honor.
All right, and that went quick, so I'm just gonna publish it again. That was the beginning.
That was it.
And Sergeant, you also, you took some stills of those images, correct?
I did.
Okay, and those again were just stills you took from that video?
Correct. Some had different filters applied to them in order to assist and clarify.
All right, so when you say different filters, you're not talking about changing anything in the video, you're just lightening up or darkening up, am I correct on that?
So some of the stills, I know in particular the front license plate would have had what we call a frame averaging, which does in fact change the data. Yes.
Okay. But does it change, what do you mean it changes the data?
So what a frame average stack does is we isolate a series of frames of, say in this case, we focus on the front license plate. You stabilize the image on that front license plate, and it takes the average tonal value from each of those frames, and then applies that. And so you're averaging out the noise. If you watch video, a lot of times you see what we call snow in the background. You see little errors in the recording every once in a while. Well, those don't get repeated consistently throughout the frames. Only the true data really gets repeated consistently.
So by doing a frame average stack, what it does is it averages out that noise, those errors, to where it isolates just the actual true data that was recorded.
Okay, and those images have previously been admitted as 5A, 5B, and 5C, just so the court's aware if the court wants to review those. I have no further questions.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You testified that the clips the prosecution has played, they have, I think you called it a levels adjustment. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you explain to me what a levels adjustment is?
So the easiest way to explain it is almost like where you walk into, if you were to walk into a dark room, you have shadows, there's not a large difference in what's the lightest part in the room, what's the darkest part of the room. All the objects are still there. It's just harder to see. So what a levels adjustment does is you look at, in digital video, you have tonal values of 0 to 255. So 0 being pitch black, 255 being completely white. And so your monitor can only display so many variants in between those values. And so what a levels adjustment does is we look at it and we say, well, if there's no data between, we'll just say 0 and 50, well, we don't display 0 to 50. We start at 50, 50 becomes 0, and then true white still stays at 255, and it just expands the amount of slight variations within those colors that your monitor is able to display. So it's like walking in and turning on the light, where you can now see the difference between the floor, the walls, the ceilings more readily.
Okay, so it sounds to me like it would kind of brighten the picture. Is that correct?
Brighten, darken, however, depending on what you're starting with.
Okay, and in this particular clip, do you know whether you brightened it or darkened it?
This would have been lightning,
Okay,
generally.
all right. And it seems like it would be possible then that a levels adjustment could alter or skew how light or dark an individual's skin tone looked. Is that correct?
It would be possible in the way that it was displayed if you were to drive it too far to where you're starting to eliminate data. And so what the software that we use does is it has a filter on there that alerts you that if anything you're driving goes past what the data is. So really your levels adjustment is more of toning it to what the actual color is, as opposed to what the camera may have not quite captured or displayed properly.
So do these clips that were shown today, do those clips have filters on them?
The clips?
Yeah, the moving, yes, the moving.
Yes, the original and the trimmed, the first two do not. Those
Okay.
were raw, uncompressed copies. Now the short clip of, I believe it's titled Driver and Occupants, the short clips of the vehicle, those do have levels.
Okay. All right, were you asked to enhance any other vehicles or portions of this video?
I was not.
And it's my understanding that you attempted to enhance a license plate, but you weren't able to do so enough to determine what the characters of that plate were, right?
Of the specific characters, no.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge of why the screen goes blue at certain points?
Yeah, so based on the metadata, it tells me that video came from a GeoVision system, or at least a program operating off of GeoVision's operating system. There are two ways to export video from there. There's one to save as AVI, is the title, and the other is as a backup. What that tells me is that this camera was set to record motion only. And
Okay.
if you do save as AVI on a motion only GeoVision camera, it records any gaps between the motion with the blue screen.
Understood. Nothing further, thank you.
No questions, Your Honor.
No questions, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Shackelford?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. or Sergeant Hurlis, thank you. You're all set. I have a couple things over there.
Thank you.
For me. Thank you. And your next witness?
We're gonna call Ken Dandy.
Who is that? Who are you calling?
Ken Dandy, D-A-N-D-Y. He's right outside. I can text him.
Yeah, and do you know what their lunch status is? Is it gonna be, you're gonna have it here at 1? Yeah, so we'll just go for like 15 minutes and then we'll take a break.
He should be very.
Yeah, that's fine. After this witness, how many more witnesses do you have?
Your Honor, we have Detective Chang on Zoom. She should be very short. And then we have Detective Amador and Sergeant Plummer. I think that's it.
Okay.
I want to double check. But
No,
I'm
that's
pretty
fine.
sure
I'm just
that's it.
asking. I'm not gonna hold you to it.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I do.
Have a seat. Go ahead, Ms. Shackelford.
Thank you. Sir, can you state your name and employment capacity?
It's Kenneth Dandy. I work for Van Buren Township Police.
Okay, do you do anything particular at Van Buren Township?
Technology?
Okay, and are you like an IT guy?
Yes.
All right, do you recall a homicide that happened back in June of 2017 on Hull Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you asked to go and extract any video with respect to that homicide investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and can you tell me, do you recall where you went?
The Sitco on the corner of Sumter and Hall.
And when you went to, do you know when you went to that location?
It was Monday, the 26th of June, approximately 9:30 in the morning.
And did you meet with an employee?
Yes.
Or, all right, and were you able to extract video?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and do you recall a time frame that you extracted?
It was like 2,100 hours to 0700,
Okay, if, what's 2100?
9 o'clock,
9.
9 p.m.
9 p.m., okay, and into the next morning at about 7 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and was all that video preserved by yourself or another officer at Van Buren Police Department?
Yes.
And ultimately, as this investigation progressed, did you produce that video to the Michigan State Police?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and was that video of just looking out onto the corner of Sumter and Hull Road?
Yes.
Okay, no further questions.
Go ahead, Ms.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Did you do anything when you got that footage to confirm the timestamp listed on the footage?
So typically what we'll do is I'll look, and if there's a huge discrepancy, I'll go out and stand in front of the cameras and look at my watch or my cell phone just to get a time, come back in, make a copy of that video, and then that'll coordinate with the video to show if there's a huge time gap.
Okay. Do you know if you did that on
I don't
June
remember there
26th,
being a huge
2017?
time gap on that.
Okay, so you don't think you did that then? Did you watch the live footage of that gas station footage on June 26, 2017 when you were at the Sitco?
For a little bit. There was 10 hours of video, so I watched at the beginning and then at the, towards like 7 a.m.
So I'm sorry, and my question is whether on June 26, 2017, when you were there getting the footage, if you watched live footage appearing on that date?
Whatever was on the screen before I logged into, yes, for a split second.
Okay. Were you asked to go to any other businesses to obtain footage?
2 or 3 plus the fire station that sits kind of kitty corner.
Do you recall where those other 2 or 3 businesses you were asked to get footage from were?
Cocoa Beach, Tanning, and I don't know the name, but it's near Haggerty and Huron River Drive.
And do you recall obtaining footage from those locations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you got footage from Cocoa Beach and one other location, right?
Yes.
What about I'm sorry, did you mention the fire?
The fire station,
Station?
unfortunately, the camera that faces Sumter and Hall was non-functioning.
Were you asked to go to a Geisler Automotive?
Yes,
Okay, and did you obtain footage from there?
I can't be sure. That could be the business that I'm thinking of.
How many camera angles do you recall there being at the Citgo gas station?
At least 4. I remember the 2 that kind of pertain to what we were looking at, the Sumter and Hall Road. I can't be 100% sure.
Okay, there were more than just one.
Yes.
Okay, and did you get the footage for all of those camera angles?
No, just the 2 that were facing the roads.
Okay, but you did get footage from 2 different camera angles?
Yes.
Okay. And did you, other than the this video and the other 2 videos we talked about, did you obtain any other video footage of any kind in this investigation?
No.
Thank you.
No questions, Your Honor.
No question.
Any follow-up, Ms. Shackelford?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Officer Gandy. I guess we will go ahead and break, or do you want
Do you want me to put in the?
why don't we
medical
try to
examiner's
admit
report?
a couple of things for a minute?
And Your Honor, this is People's Proposed Exhibit 1, and this is the medical examiner's report. I do believe I have a stipulation with respect to the identity of the decedent in this case being Jacqueline Elizabeth Egypt Covington. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's correct, Your Honor.
This report was performed by Dr. David Moons on June 25th, 2017 at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office. If Dr. Moons were present today, he would be qualified in the field of forensic pathology and would be qualified to give an opinion as to cause and manner of death. And Your Honor, I'd move for admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 1.
No objection for exam purposes.
No objection, Your Honor.
It's admitted for
Thank you.
exam purposes.
And thank you. And
Go
just for the record, the summary and opinion section states, it is my opinion that death was caused by a gunshot wound at the head. And it goes on, there's a summary and opinion as to the angle and direction of the bullet. Your Honor, I will allow the court to read that. But the manner of death was listed as homicide.
Thank you. Anything else?
I have some that I can either admit now through business records, or I can do it with the witness on the stand with Plummer.
It's your preference.
I think I'll do that with my witness, so
Okay.
it makes more sense.
So any other
Lafayette.
requests for admissions that aren't tied to
When my mom came in, Anthony took Lafayette and put him up in my room. He took Lafayette and just put Lafayette up in my room.
a witness?
I do not believe so, Jake, but I will double check over lunch.
That's fine. That's fine. Then I'm going to stop the live stream and we will adjourn for 45 minutes to, or a little bit more than that. We'll adjourn to 1:45. Okay?
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you, Judge.
All right, getting the next one. Give me one moment. Or I'd be in jail right now, man. This one is only a minute long. The next one is 4 minutes long. That's not... Hold on, that's a different... I think that's a different trial. Because it is. Oh. I know I saw the ends, so... this one.
Who was located at the
So we're at the end. We're at the end. So this is the end of, this is just a prelim. No, my microphone, don't.
Please rise. 34th District Court is back in session. Your Honor, Tina Brooks Green presiding.
Have a seat. All right, Ms. Shackelford.
Judge, I did find a case with respect to constructive possession, but I think given the evidence that came in at the preliminary exam in good faith, I will just withdraw that count.
Okay, so we're going to dismiss count 4 against Mr. Moore. Okay, go ahead with your, I think I interrupted you. Maybe.
Your Honor, I think I'm done making my arguments.
All right, Ms. Joseph, anything else?
I guess, Judge, I would just respond to the statements about individuals who may or may not know Mr. Moore. I would just suggest that there's been no testimony or witness statements or likely investigation about whether Mr. Moore knew other individuals that had lived in that home previously with Ms. Covington. There was testimony those lights had been there for a long time, and there's been no other evidence that Mr. Moore didn't know someone else who may have touched them. And the DNA evidence the prosecution raised, it's an investigative hit. It is not saying his DNA was found on the lights. It's a complete overstatement of the evidence that's been presented. It's just saying we need to do more tests. And I would suggest to the court, there's no other hits of investigation or association of Mr. Moore's DNA on anything else in that home. If he was truly involved in the way the prosecution is trying to argue he was involved, there would be more. There would be more DNA evidence or hits or something other than that. And I would suggest our argument about Mr. Moore not knowing the witnesses who testifies, it diminishes their credibility, I think. They didn't know him at the time. And it also shows that the prosecution's theory of this case, it doesn't make sense. Why would someone go into a home where they don't know the person, tie that person up, and then shoot them? If someone's going to rob a home for marijuana, of all things, marijuana in 2017, robbing a home for marijuana, first of all, is, I think, a pretty weak theory. But okay, even if they're going to rob a home for marijuana when there's dispensaries and groweries and every street corner.
Are you saying that Mr. Edwards' testimony that his home had been robbed prior to that is not to be believable?
Well, Mr. Edwards' testimony is not admissible against my client.
No.
So,
I'm asking that.
Or I'm sorry,
just,
Mr. Evans.
No, I'm saying Mr. Edwards, the neighbor, had said that his home had been broken into and THC related things had been stolen before. You're making the argument. I'm not making the argument. You're making the argument that in 2017, nobody's going to break in and steal marijuana. Well, I'm asking you, are you asking me not to believe the testimony of the neighbor that his home, in fact, indeed was broken into a couple months before this incident in regards to THC related items?
Judge, I'm asking you to take that testimony in its fullness. And that testimony was that someone may have stolen his wax, butter, different type than just loose marijuana.
And I'm only raising it with you because I sit here all day and people have, even with the legalization, there's this, that the dispensaries are more expensive, that it's cheaper to buy from the guy on the corner. I mean, so yes, there's still issues of theft or whatever going on. And so I understand.
I understand, Judge. I would just point out to the court that there was, I believe, testimony that it was Mr. Edwards' understanding it was a friend or someone that he knew, whereas he doesn't know my client. So I would distinguish that from this. And I would just point out that it doesn't make sense for someone who doesn't know the alleged victim to tie her up and then shoot her. If you're involved in a robbery, why tie the person up? That's just the point of that. But thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Goldstein?
Very briefly, Your Honor, I'm going to stand on my argument earlier with regard to the evidence, but with regard to the bind over, Judge, the same argument that Ms. Watt made with regard to the felony firearm charge applies even more to my client. There was no, let me just call it my client's case. We'll separate out
Thank you,
the other
Zach.
two.
Thank you.
There was
Thank
no
you.
evidence in my client's case with regard to firearms at all. Who carried, who didn't, what knowledge anybody had of firearms, et cetera. So if there has to be some knowledge and some aiding and abetting in a firearm case, there's no evidence, none, in my client's case with regard to that. So he should not be bound over on the felony firearm charges. And very briefly, again, Your Honor, with regard to the first degree murder, I heard the argument that Ms. Shackelford made. The testimony at best for the people, puts my client at the scene. Doesn't put him inside, doesn't show any knowledge of weapons, doesn't show any knowledge of any intent to murder anybody. In order to aid and abet, you have to do something. You have to know, and more than know, you have to aid, abet, counsel, support, etc. So I understand the argument with regard to the felony murder, and I'm just going to leave that sit. But with regard to the first degree murder, there's absolutely nothing to suggest that my client was the shooter or an aider and abetter.
Anything else, Ms. Watt?
I have nothing.
Ms. Shackelford?
No, Your Honor.
The court's listened to all of the testimony and makes the following findings: that the court believes that there is probable cause to believe that there is a phone ending in 8723 that is associated with defendant Moore, and that there is also probable cause to believe
Hi,
that there was a
Walter.
phone ending in 4931 that is associated with Mr. Groom, by the fact that there's probable cause to believe that on June the 7th, 2017, that Mr. Groom accompanied Mr. Richardson to the Toledo courthouse, where there's probable cause to believe that Mr. Groom left the jailhouse when Mr. Richardson was incarcerated and left with his blue truck and with his phone number ending in 4931, and that after leaving with that, there's probable cause to believe that between the date of June the 7th and June the 22nd, that there's circumstantial evidence and probable cause to believe that Mr. Groom had that phone. There's probable cause to believe that he had contact with his now deceased wife, who was located at the address of 401 Bancroft, and that had data indicated that was the phone number that was called the most frequently. There's probable cause to believe that Mr. Groom had that phone throughout that period. There's probable cause on the 8723 number that was testified to by the parole agent and verified through the Facebook account, that between June and August of 2017 that Mr. Moore had the other phone. There's also probable cause to believe that on or about the date of the murder on June the 22nd, that both defendants and the phones that they are associated with were at the 671 door address of Nicole Dillard, and that there's probable cause to believe that Mr. Moore was doing tattoo artist work, which further there's probable cause to believe that one of the people that he performed tattoos on that date and at that location were Mr. Groom. There's probable cause to believe through the cellular analysis as testified to by Special Agent Gavin, that those phones associated with defendant Moore and defendant Groom left the address of the 471 the 671 door address, and that those phones associated with those defendants by phone location and Google location on the evening of June the 22nd, 2017 at approximately 10:30 traveled up I-75 to I-275, exited off of South Huron Road to Judd, to the address as previously testified and associated with defendant Evans and his father Cecil, and that those phones associated with those two defendants then were identified coming up Sumter Road and turning into the Citgo gas station, with the testimony of Officer Street of I believe that the Dodge Ram and the Chrysler 300, as testified to even in the confession testimony of Mr. Evans, that he was in the Chrysler 300, excluding using that testimony against Mr. Moore and or Mr. Groom, that vehicle pulled in to the Citgo gas station at approximately 11:43 p.m. on that night, did a 3-point turn, and then there were Google hits, GPS hits on both phones using a radius off of the road of Hull Road and encompassing victim Egypt Covington's house, and that after a period of approximately 5 minutes that those two phones, along with a phone identified as the victim's phone, left that location and went back Sumter Road to the location previously identified as the Evans home. And so I believe that all of this probable cause is an issue of fact for a jury to make a decision on whether or not this crime was committed by these defendants. But for purposes of probable cause for today, I believe that there's sufficient evidence for probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause to believe that these defendants were involved in the commission of that crime. Now, as to the specific bindovers, I am going to bind over Mr. Moore on, except for the count 4 that was dismissed by the prosecution, on the remaining 7 counts. On the remaining 7 counts, actually, as listed in the complaint charged as to defendant Groom. And I will make a further finding that for the homicide first degree, for the premeditation, that I believe that there's probable cause that the prosecution's argument that the pillow was taken and placed over the victim's face before there was a gunshot to that pillow indeed rises to the level of a premeditation, that movement of and that action of the pillow gives it cause and pause to allow for probable cause that the murder was premeditated. And I'm going to bind over on that count. I'm also going to add for defendant Groom that count of homicide first degree and the request for the 3 felony firearm counts for the first degree murder, for the felony murder, and for the home invasion. As to defendant Evans, with his own testimony, I believe that it's probable cause in an issue of fact for a jury on the 2 counts for the felony murder and the home invasion. I'm going to bind all 3 defendants over as indicated on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, I looked through the rest of her whole, all of her lives that she posted, and I did not see the trial, not the pleas. They all took plea deals, okay? It was bound over. They all took plea deals. Now, I think the guy in the back, sitting with the quiet attorney, because these 2 are both louder, obnoxious, cranky. Her in the back was chill the whole time. I think his name is Shane, and I think that he only got 15 to 20 years. And then the other 2 sitting in the front got 20 to 25 years. And this was in 2021, but it was late 2021. So I'm sure. No, they took pleas. They took pleas, Zach. So I'm sure that they didn't, start. They didn't plea until probably very early 2022. So they've been in jail for 3 years now. So they're probably almost done with their sentences. You know what I mean? All right. That's it. That's all we have for today. I'm going to start OJ. Focus. And then I will talk to you all tomorrow. I hope that you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Okay. So you don't know if this was or was not your first homicide case as an evidence technician?
Well, I thought
How
I'd
many other
write a
people
happy song.
have access to the evidence locker?
I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator. She's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright. She's got that grace. Come join the fun. It's a welcome and play. I can count on distraction from my pain. 'Cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them, I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guaranteed good time. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcoming place. And so in conclusion, I'll wrap up this song. I hope I didn't miss anything that would be wrong. Hope I see you around. Don't stay on the shelf, join in the laughter. Come and see